Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lauren, and I know I've been gone for a minute, but we back. And if you're looking at this look here, we're doing a get ready with me today. And if you saw by the title, it's also a story time on just what I'm currently still having to deal with. And, you know, just talking about a racist coworker I had at a previous job. You know, a bitch that ain't shit, but you know how we did with them. You know. If you liking this look, and if you like me, give this video a big thumbs up. And we're just going to get right on into it because the tea is hot, honey. And that's just what it is. Period. Lawyer wig on and everything. Try me. But you won't. Because you can't. Because you don't. Without further ado, let's get right on into the video. Hey! I didn't do any type of drugs or anything crazy, so don't start that. I just went ahead and color corrected off camera, and we're just going to continue with what we're doing now. That's my cat in the background if you hear that, but without further ado, you know we got some things to get into, so let's go ahead and get into them while we just get this face all good for the day. Like I was saying, I was trying to explain that there were a couple things that I needed to discuss in this video. Certain things that have been going on that are just not okay. And, you know, it's just kind of crazy that people think that they can get away with things, do anything immoral, and just not get any type of consequence behind it. Now, I'm about to start my brows, and I'm just going to continue talking. But so basically with what I'm talking about is, so there was a job that I worked at, and I'm not going to state the name of the job just because, honestly, the company was not terrible to work for. It was just certain people that made the experience make the company look like it was bad to work for, if that makes sense. So basically, long story short, there was somebody who I worked with every single day. And honestly, from the get-go of when I started there, I ended up working there for a year and a half-ish. And they didn't ever give me a chance. They never really liked me. They would play in my face, and then when I'm away, they would be talking crap about me to other people. I've actually heard them myself. And, you know, I would ask them about it, and they would act dumbfounded like they didn't say what they said, but they did. And so, basically, this person tried to get me in trouble multiple times at this job. It didn't fucking work, and they got in trouble multiple times behind trying to get me in trouble multiple times. So, at this point, I already know what this person is on. So, what do? I keep my eyes peeled. If you're going to keep trying to get me, I'm going to get you. And you're not going to like it. And I'm going to actually come with factual things to get you. I don't have to attack you. You're going to sacrifice yourself and take yourself out without me having to actually do anything. I'm just going to bring it to the light. There came to a situation that kind of really just put me into not wanting to work for this company anymore. And I hate it because I actually did like my job and I did like what I did there. I just was not going to keep sitting around taking stuff that I didn't have to. And one of those things was people making racist comments to me. And then when I go and report it, nothing happens with it. I can understand if maybe I just took it in the wrong context. But there was nothing to take in the wrong context with this situation. And the reason why I feel as though there's no way to take it in the wrong context is because of the context that it was used. So, to put this story at the beginning, I had a fellow Black associate who got into an encounter with a racist customer. Person was clearly racist. Like, you could tell it. Like, wouldn't talk to her. She said hi, and they said this was not in a social encounter. So, and then just proceeded to just be blatantly rude towards her, to the point where he called her a bitch. So what happened was She actually walked away from the register, came to me at customer service, and was like, hey, I'm not going back over there. They doing this crazy stuff. This is just disrespectful. I don't have to take this. And rightfully so, you don't have to take this. Now, with the situation, we had a fellow associate who was of Caucasian race who was standing next to us and was like, hey, I'll go over there and see what's up. I told him, no, just wait for the actual manager to come over and we'll go from there, just because you don't know if this person is there mentally, which most of the time they're not. A lot of y'all racist people just be dumb as hell. Just because. Like, y'all just be racist just to be racist. Like, y'all wasn't taught to be racist. Y'all just try to find anything that's different from y'all, and it's a problem, which is crazy in and of itself. But you know, that's nor here nor there, and that's not my tea to spill. I just dealt with it on my own multiple times at that same job. Crazy enough. So I called the manager up. She comes up. She goes over to the customer, has the Caucasian associate go over there and starts ringing him out. He doesn't disrespect her, is acting fine, doesn't have no issue all of a sudden. So with that, you know, the one red flag that I saw in that was, why was he getting served after just being blatantly rude and disrespectful to an associate? That just doesn't make sense. Like, that part didn't make sense to me. And then also, it was clearly a racist situation. You didn't give the white girl any difficulty, but you gave the black girl all the problems in the world. So, you know, the manager that I'm talking about was also Caucasian. And so after that, we all went about the day as normal. But I still wanted to talk to the manager about the situation. So the next day I come in and I'm like, hey, can I talk to you in the office? And she's like, okay, whatever. So she goes into the office. We start talking. I explained to her that despite the differences that we've had with each other, I'm not a hater, and I'm not somebody who will just sit there and just continuously bash somebody if I don't have to. And I don't have a problem giving somebody their props when I see them do something good that I would have never expected them to do. Now, after I was like, hey, thank you for defending my fellow black sister. Like, you know, we deal with that on the regular. And, you know, a lot of times we don't get defended. We actually get put down and acted like we're the problem. And, you know, the first thing that came out of her mouth was, yeah, I'm not racist. I didn't ask you if you were racist. Oh, my parents are super racist, but I'm not racist. But I just feel like at times, all people can be, you know, that word nigger. You know, in my head, I actually had to do a double take, because I'm actually sitting there like, did she really just comfortably say this out her mouth? I said, you know what that means, right? She said, yeah, but I'm from Texas, and I feel like at some point, all people can be nigger. I don't know what her mindset was, but it was certainly a dumbass comment to make in the first fucking place. But, you know, after that conversation, I thought about it all day. I didn't know. In my head, I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt of, did she just make a really, really dumb statement, or was it racist? And the conclusion that I came to at the end of that day was, it was racist. And the reason why it was racist was because we weren't talking about anything like that to the point where she would need to put it in that context. Even if she meant it as, all people can be like assholes, or all people can be cruddy, all people cannot be nigger. That's just not a true statement. If that's the context that she was going for, okay, but there's so many other words that you could use, and you didn't. You was being slow. That was definitely a slow moment. That's just, and not a bright moment either. And so after that, I went and reported it to the ethics line of my job. And I tried to talk to my store manager about it. They weren't around, nor did they want to talk to me about it. So what did I do? I had to go to the ethics line on myself, by myself. I was waiting for like a week to talk to the store manager about the situation. And I couldn't get that respect. And you know why it meant so much to me to get this taken care of was because of the fact that I had gotten written up behind something I didn't actually do. When that situation was because I came and interfered with the transaction, I made it so bad to the point where I needed a write-up, and I was accusing this person of stealing and all this and the other. I didn't do any of that. I asked them questions just to see how I can further help them. Correct? That's what customer service does. You have to ask questions to know what the fuck to do. So with that situation, I got a write-up for something I did not actually do. When I went to the open door policy, the person on the phone actually understood what I was saying, and the fact that there were 5 Caucasian females who tried to help this customer before me. Customer being Caucasian. And for them to not make any progress, and they asked me to come help, and the only person to get written up was me for coming and helping, that does not make sense, especially when customer service is to assist customers, and something was just not adding up. So I had to wait weeks, almost weeks, to talk to store manager about that as well, because I knew it was false. And the conclusion that I was given was, I can open door, but I'm going to have to fight it on my own. That was the basis of what the conversation turned into. And nobody ever freaking tried to help me. I tried to talk to all these different managers, and only one of them came through for me or even tried to help me. I went in a code of conduct multiple times, and nothing that I did was actually moral for needing a write-up, nor was it fair, girl. And so with that whole situation, I knew already what this job was turning into for me, and it was not a happy experience. I felt like I was being tried every day. Like every day I had to look over my shoulder to know who was talking shit and who wasn't. And I know I'm a strong personality, but I'm not a bad strong personality. I don't cause issue. I come in, do my job, and I laugh, and I'm professional every single day. And I couldn't even be given the respect to just be like, nothing, no fairness, no nothing. And you know, when they say life isn't fair, it truly is not. But you take it and roll with the punches. Cut to now, I'm at another job, and I'm a manager, and within 10 minutes of my interview with this new job, they saw something in me that my last job took 1.5 years to still not see in me. I had years of experience, a clean background, good work ethic, good professionalism. I'm bomb as hell. Honestly, ain't nobody in that building was touching me, and that's just what it is. And that's not to be cocky or nothing, but when you're confident in yourself, there ain't nobody who could come for your spot, because there's no spot to be gone for. I'm really trying to like put my words into like the best way possible, because I don't want it to sound like a cocky thing or anything. You should walk into every room and feel like you that bitch. And if you don't, then there's something wrong mentally with yourself. I'm a strong-willed person. I don't care about people's like opinions on me. I don't care anymore. And I'm not scared to say what's right. And so going back to the original situation, she said the racist comments she did. I went and reported it. Nobody tried to help me. It's been a month since I left that job, and she's still there working as normal as if nothing ever happened. And I left a month ago, and that was probably a month beforehand that situation started. And it still hasn't had any I haven't been given an update on what's been going on. I haven't been told what action has been taken. Clearly no action's being taken because of the fact that I walk in there a couple times a week and you're still working as normal. You're still doing everything as normal. I don't even have to be in there, and people that I was cool with there are telling me that, yeah, like, ain't nothing changed. She's still there, still being who she is. And it's just really, 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 really strange because before I left, it was a conversation of, we really want you to stay and da-da-da. I'm glad I did not stay. What, to look a fool? To look freaking stupid? I'm glad I didn't stay. I was going to look dumb as hell. It's hard because you want to believe that people are actually good. But, you know, genuinely, some people are just not good people. And you can give people a chance and a chance to show you something different. But if they keep showing you the same thing, clearly nothing's going to change. And so it got to that point where clearly nothing's going to change. So I left that job, found a new job. And I know with this video, you know, it could be considered drama. And it could be considered whatever you want to call it. Say what you want. But what Lauren's never done is lied. I don't have to lie on anybody. And I don't have to say nothing false about nobody. If you put it out there, bitch, don't be afraid to have your shit clocked. Especially when this same person, when I went on LOA to have to go home because of loss in my family, who said that I was faking it, who said that I was lying, from what I was told by my now was my friend, but isn't actually my friend, was behind my back talking shit and misgendering me to said person that I don't like, who said racist comments, who was telling me everything that this person was saying. Interesting. I'm that bitch. And I need to be known that Lauren is that bitch. The difference in how I am now versus when I was Keon is there's a whole different confidence level. There's a whole different way of just how I see life. I don't care about shit no more. When trans women are dying every day off of simply just living, what am I holding my tongue for? And I've tried holding my tongue and seeing where this was going to go, and it still has not had any change of nothing. So at this point, at least I can be online and share my story because hopefully nobody else can deal with this. And I'm not going to say any brand names, no nothing. I'm not going to say none of that. But if you can put 2 and 2 together and know where I've been working, you'll understand what I'm saying. Pretty crazy that all of this happened and I was still looked at like I was the joke. And I didn't appreciate it. Especially when I didn't do anything and people just kept trying to try me. I went to try and give somebody their props for defending a black woman, and they say something racist to me instead. How the fuck does that work? One thing I can say that's a positive was when I did leave that job, I'm never going to be forgotten at that job. And that's the real tea behind it. I get texts every day talking about we miss you here and da-da-da-da, and your presence is missed. I know it's going to be missed. And that's not on no cocky shit. That's just, I'm a good person. I treat everybody with respect. I love everybody. If you love me, I don't think I'm better than anybody unless you think you're better than me. Because if you're going to try and put me down, I'm clearly above because your ass can't just leave me the fuck alone. And so, with all of this being said, cut to now. Person is still working as if nothing had ever happened. Situation has gone under the rug. Hasn't been dealt with. It's going to be dealt with in a different way. But it certainly was not right. I reported to ethics. Ethics did not make progress on it whatsoever. From what I've been told, I haven't got an update since. And it's crazy because I have not received updates on the situation that I brought to the light. Also, I was like one of the first ones to actually put this bitch on notice. This person tried to bully me. You can't bully a bitch that's better. And that's just what it is. You can't bully me. You can't put me down. I am that bitch. What are you gonna do? Sorry. And honestly, if you feel so attacked by anything I'm saying, you're a part of the problem too. And that's just what it is. Anybody who will just let certain things slide and a month later after the person done left, still ain't shit changed. And this person's still working as if nothing ever happened. That's not crazy to y'all? It would not be right if I came into work and just started saying all racist things, would it? That wouldn't be right. The cultures would not have it. I'll be crucified on sight. But the thing about me and the difference between a lot of these people is when I say something, just know I have proof behind everything I say. I don't have to lie. There's a lot of shit I can say that I still haven't. Just because sometimes it's better to leave things at what it is. If something rehashes from me saying these things online today, just know Lauren never lied. Lauren didn't have to lie. It got brought to light on its own. And that's the real tea. All right. So the concealer I used was the 16-Hour Camo Elf Concealer in the shades Light Peach and Medium Peach. I really like a light under eye. More so in the middle, I will use the lighter shade. And on the outside is like the, I would say darker, but it's not really darker. It still brightens a little bit. I just really like the contrast and how smooth that it transfers color. I look very, very color differenced here, but you know, when we come back together all the way at the end, y'all see, be looking bomb as shit. Like you won't be able to tell a bitch nothing. But so with everything I'm saying here, Lauren ain't never lied. Bottom line. You get karma when you constantly try to pick at somebody else and it doesn't fucking work. And instead brings you your karma. That's sickening. Very sickening. I'm a businesswoman. We handle it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually going ahead and contouring my cheeks. I'm going to show you guys in a second. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to be digging in my nose in front of y'all. Sorry. That was not cute. But basically, when I contour, I only use the big brush when I'm on like the sides of my face or on my jawline. Right now I am, I think, 9 months into my transition. I keep all my bottles just because they're like mementos to me. So, so I like to keep them. I'm going to go ahead and contour my forehead. Now, this is the part where it's different. So, what I actually do is take a smaller brush, dip it into my contour. This is the Black Radiance Bronze Glow is the shade, pressed powder. And I go ahead and just fill in all of the spots where I would not be able to fit that big brush because I don't want it all in my hair. I don't want it to be looking like too much. I honestly don't like wearing too much product anymore. I like it to very much look like a skin-like finish, like glam, but still natural. If that makes natural glam, bitch, that. Like, she's together, but she also, it's just like here. Like, it's a subtle thing. It's a natural thing. Like a bitch can't fuck with this type thing. And, you know, it's just what it is. Oh, my goodness. I'm also going to take the same brush and same powder and go ahead and just contour my nose a little bit. So I take it to the side. I really don't look for a slender nose. I just like the dimension of the color there. So I take it. I'm going to actually work it into my eye as if it's like, just like the eyeshadow look. It's going to blend it seamlessly. I don't try to use too much product. You know, sometimes I do. And, you know, it just is what it is. Life goes on. A bitch stay a bad bitch, though. You know, that's just what it is. The reason why I brought the story to the light that I did is just to pretty much say, like, if a job is clearly not treating you right, or if you feel like you're not able to move up with them, you need to seek other opportunity. You cannot sit there and wait for that same job to actually care about you. Because, to be completely honest, I was in the running to be a manager at this job, and sorry, my throat's getting a little dry. I was in the running to be a manager at this said job, and nobody ever told me a reason as to why I got rejected over and over again. Like I said, I had the experience, worth ethic. Bitch, me as a person was just pretty bomb, and I'm still bomb. So I just really was not understanding why. Did y'all? Ciao. Anyways. But I never was given a reason as to why I was getting rejected. I never got feedback. Nobody could ever say what I did that was not deserving of it, to say the least. And I was glad that I was able to move into the situation. I feel like this is my last opportunity. And I feel like for a lot of people, when they get into just the routine of coming to work and already knowing what they're about to do, they just get into a routine of not any change. A stocker, you know you're coming to work to stock, but you don't know if you're going to stock a different section. A lot of times it's a lot of the same stuff, and so it makes jobs drag. And I know for myself, I always said that if I feel like I'm stagnant or not able to do or move up or learn anything new, then that's clearly not the place for me to be. Now, the reason why I stayed at this job so long and was in the running for like a year, literally, was because it was just certain people who made me feel like not giving up. And, you know, for me, it was more of a thing of like, maybe they'll see it this time or da-da-da-da. Because at this point, I was able to do every single thing. I had every function of a manager, but just was not getting the role or the pay. And I let it be taken advantage of because of the fact that my skills are just top tier. And I just feel like I'm a great person. I have a great sense of social interaction. And I just feel like I bring a lot to the table. That just was not the place for me to bring anything to the table, clearly. You know, and it's sad to think about things like that, but you kind of have to come to a realization that that was the case and move on to your next endeavor. I just feel like if you're anywhere and you don't feel respected, that's not the place for you to be. If you feel as though you're a target, you definitely shouldn't be there, especially if you're part of a team. Why is your team targeting you? That doesn't make sense to me. If y'all are such a team and y'all all care about each other, why are y'all so quick to target each other and put each other down? That does not make sense. Like, hello? I just think me working for that company was not bad. I just knew that, or came to the realization that that was not going to change for me. I was going to be looked at as the same, just customer service, money center, manager, and I'm going to put the title in training, even though at this point I wasn't being trained anything new. I just was doing everything because I could. And that was made known of, and it got taken advantage of. And then I never saw anything from it. You know, that's crazy to think about, but it's real life. And never will I ever work for a company and let them just make me feel like I'm a non-factor, or as if I'm just a number in the system. That I'm just another thing to bring up the statistic of... It's crazy because I had asked certain people at that store, like, what's the turnover rate for associates? One. And then I asked even deeper, what's the turnover rate for people of color? And the difference was crazy. And the fact that they have a high turnover rate for people of color. We don't feel respected, and nothing ends up changing. Like, there were so many situations that I was put in as a trans woman, and I had to defend myself, and people weren't defending me or trying to help me. You know, I don't need anybody to fight for me, but it damn sure make you feel great out working somewhere if they're able to just, you know, help you in just that way in and of itself. If you're not trying to be a part of the change, then you're part of the issue. We're going to finish up this makeup look. So at this point, you see we've already baked under our eyes. We're going to go ahead and dust off our under cheek bake as well. Like I said, this looks so much lighter on camera. It's not actually light in person at all. I look very bronzed, and of course my skin tone, it matches so much more in person. I don't know why some like makeup products literally will just, you know, it doesn't make the makeup look like it's not the right color, but it really makes it look like it's just like a little bit off. Like, I don't know. Anyways. All right, so as we're coming into the end of our makeup, we're just going to go ahead and spritz our face. I am using the Maybelline Lasting Fix setting spray. It's up to 16-hour wear. My actual favorite setting spray that I'm just seem to be out of right now is the Catrice HD Active Performance Freezing Spray. Bitch, chef's kiss, just bomb as shit. So, for our under eyebrow and our inner corner, like, glow, this is something I started doing. I don't know if a lot of people do it, but I don't see it a lot, is I take just this golden shade here. This is the Topaz Gems palette from Profusion. One of my girls that I used to work with at said job actually showed it to me, and they're actually just pressed glitters that don't need to be wetted or anything to actually perform. And I actually thought that was pretty iconic. Profusion as a brand is okay. A lot of their makeup to me used to give me kids makeup, and I know that that's like kind of bad to say, but it performed like kids makeup. You put it on and it'll be gone in 2 minutes, or you put it on and it will just flake off your face. It was just not giving what it was supposed to give. So when my coworker brought this to my attention, it was like, hey, you should try this. It's really good. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, period. You ate that. And I've used this palette ever since, just because my makeup looks amazing with it. as far as my blush goes, I'm going to go ahead in with my, I accidentally broke the top, but it's my Revlon in the shade 30 Pink Cognito blush. Now, honestly, blush and me used to have a, like, hatred for each other. But after I started getting into her and she actually turned out to be pretty cute, I was like, oh, I've been sleeping on blush. Like, girl, it actually looks pretty bomb. Now, I think for the most part, I was just maybe using the wrong, like, undertone. I know this is Pink Cognito, but it actually comes off more red to me. And it actually favors my skin a lot. Because I think my skin is actually more neutral, but I try to go warmer. And, you know how that can go sometimes. You just start looking like a clown. Like, I went in with the powder here. And, you know, it is okay. Because we're going to bring it all back together anyway. But, I guess next, we just have to do our highlighter. I go in with this fluffy brush. I got it with another palette. I have not seen that palette in how long? But, you know, if you find it, hey girl. Oh my goodness. But, you know, it's definitely a good palette. I just have not seen it. It probably expired and I was just like, girl, it's time to go. It's time to go. But, yeah, so like I was saying, I know that highlight is a little strong. So what you take is the same brush that you did your contour with. You just go ahead over that. And because we already set our face, it just melts it all the way in there. Then next, we're going to go ahead and, not contour, but highlight the middle of our nose, middle of our eyebrows. We're just going to take this up a little bit. And honestly, highlighter is one thing that I like. It kind of just depends on the person, how much you want to put on. Being that I'm about to wear a mask, I don't want to put it down here because highlighter actually like breaks up makeup under the mask. I don't know why it does it, but I found out because, you know, sadly I had to experience it to find out. But like every time I highlighted my lips, it didn't matter what highlighter I used, it just would break up the makeup under. And it doesn't matter on the mask, no nothing. Just I could be going as normal and it would just brush off. So, you know, it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give, clearly. But so basically, this is our base here. There's just a couple eye things that we need to do. I'm going to go grab a pair of lashes and I'll come back to you guys so we can finish this look off. All right, give me 1 second. All right, so for my makeup, it's kind of like a signature look I do now. And I really don't stray too far from this thing. I just take an eyeliner, black eyeliner, gray eyeliner, brown eyeliner. It just really depends on the day that I'm having or what I feel like doing. I just go ahead and put on some molds. Let me see. And because it's an eyeliner, it just dots it. And so I put it out here, put it right here, and right there. Now, I would do more down here, but like I said, I found out certain things just don't go under the mask. Otherwise, it's going to smear. I don't wear lipstick under a mask because it's going to smear and just, I'm going to look like I got Kylie Jenner lip fillers. And I didn't. These are my lips. Next, we're going to go in with just our lashes. For lashes, I either use my Bambi Eye Mascara. I think this is by, L'Oreal. Pretty good if you want to lengthen your lashes. And honestly, this could work on its own without needing to put on a false lash. I just love what a lash can do for my look. Or I'll use a volumizing mascara from e.l.f. This is like a cheap mascara, but it's like a high quality mascara, surprisingly. So I don't like to move it on my eyes too much, so I just actually just brush it back and forth. I feel like when I do this motion too much, I'm like accident prone, so I'll fuck up my makeup. And then even if I fix the mistake, I'll know that mistake is there, and that'll be enough for me to have a connection. And so for my brows as well, just to set them in place, I go ahead and, as you just saw, I just brushed on my brows a little bit as well. Just not a lot, but just to, you know, after all the powdering and everything, that could like fade the color a little bit. You still want your brows to be fierce, but not looking like they're Sharpied. And so basically I just brush it a little bit and we're good to go. I really look like a cokehead when I do my lashes. So I'm going to go ahead and do those off camera. And I'll go ahead and come back to y'all just so y'all don't have to deal with the fact that I look crazy. It's because I don't want to look crazy in front of y'all. But y'all know it's a way of life. And you know, on this channel, it's kind of just what it is. And give me 1 second. All right, so this is the finished look. I went ahead and actually just curled up my hair a little bit. Like I said, Lawyer Bob, you know, it's giving. It's very luxurious. And, you know, I'm just a pretty bitch. And I feel very, very confident in this look. I love the way I do my makeup now. It's not too hard. It's not too harsh. It's just enough, but not too much. But if you like the story time today, I will have more coming. This video was basically just to put something out there that I've been waiting and hoping that it would get dealt with so I wouldn't have to. But it's kind of been taken to this point. But this is the look. My name is Lauren. Give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. You know, stay a bad bitch. Be a bad bitch. If a bitch thinks they can fuck with you, just make sure that they know they can't. You can't cancel a bitch that you never supported. And that's just what it is. You can't stop something that you never were a part of. And you can't be better than a bitch that you're jealous of. That's just what it is. Like the video. I'll see y'all later, bitches. Love y'all. Bitch, we back.